Assalamualaikum, everybody.
Sunday school.
We're going to be talking about Abraham in the Bible. We're going to be talking about Abraham in the Bible.
Whoever knew?
Abraham wasn't a real person. The story of Abraham was a prophecy to come.
That's right. Who is the most talk about character in the Bible?
Abraham.
Exactly. It's not Jesus. Jesus is not mentioned in the Old Testament. Abraham is mentioned in the Old Testament and New Testament, which makes him the most important character in the Bible. Now, can we prove that Abraham is real? Can we prove that the story is true? All we know is the Bible is made up of prophecies. We can't prove that Abraham was living at one point in time because we have no gravesite to even visit him. None of the characters in the Bible we can visit. So when you read Genesis 17, you start the story. It talks about what? Abraham being what? 90? Was he 90 something years old? 99? Yep, 99 years old, where God comes and talks to him. We know spirits can't talk. So what happened is Abraham fell on his what? Fell on his face? He fell on his face.
You fall on your face like this. I'm going to demonstrate. This is how you fall on your face, right? This is how you fall on your face. Your face has to touch the ground. This is what we call in Islam sajda.
And he wanted to receive what this man that is telling the future, which he called him God, and he's telling him his future. And he tells him that God, he said, hey, you know what? I'm going to make a covenant with you, Abram, and your seed. Talks about his seed, right? Saying that Abraham should be what? A father?
A father of many nations.
Y'all remember that song?
Yes.
Father Abraham has many sons, says Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the So y'all remember that song, right? Some of y'all, I don't know if some of y'all probably didn't ever went to church before, but so how true is Abraham being the father of many nations? The story of Yaqub. We know the story, or you don't know the story of Yaqub, then you should know science by now. And science will tell you that black people are the father of many nations.
What do you base the fact that blue-eyed people are less intelligent or lazy?
They haven't been on the earth as long as brown-eyed people have, and that's a fact. Yeah. The first scientists at the University of Southern California traced the DNA molecule back using computers 2 or 3 years ago, and in order to find out where the first modern human being evolved on this earth. And what they found was that the first modern human being who evolved on this earth was a black female. And in every one of your genes runs the memory of that first black female. People of color have been on the earth longer than white people have. That's a fact. You need to be aware of that.
A black woman is my God. That's who I worship. That's my God. She's the medium to which we come here on the physical planet. I'm not saying that she created all of this. I'm saying she's part of all of which we see created. To disrespect her is to desecrate the womb from which we derive. And to do so is going to bring on the burdens that we subject to today.
Correct you on. Everything else is correct. Yes, the Caucasian was created or made via a process of genetic engineering. And Xanthropus, meaning a black man, that oldest man, they say, is millions of years old. You went back and found one even older than that. You called her Lucy, a black woman.
Go ahead.
And every sensible historian, anthropologist today agrees that the black man is the father of human beings. even your geneticist, Mr. Mendel.
Go ahead, go ahead.
You have Mendel's law.
Go ahead.
Mendel says that light eyes are recessive, light skin is recessive. You can take the recessive, the dark skin is dominant, the dark eyes are dominant. You can take the recessive from the dominant, but you can't get the dominant from the recessive. This is Mendel's law. And so all of your scientists have proved that you can't look. Black is not even a color.
That's right. Teach.
Black is the mother and father of all colors.
Teach.
That's why the scripture says, in the beginning was blackness. And if you want a baby, even if the woman is a white woman, the baby has to come out of the triple darkness of her womb. And this is the origin of all life. Within the black, you have the whole color spectrum. But in white, you can, two white people laying down together, they can only produce white. But two black people in darkest Africa can lay down together and produce albino with blonde hair and blue eyes.
That's right. Teach, Muhammad.
This happens all the time. And so we need to really get these facts correct today and understand that as gray as your hair is, you are listening to your father today.
Teach, Muhammad.
This is daddy talking.
Teach.
And we mustn't turn. No, this is true. I'm not mocking. This is true. And I'm telling you, I believe that this man is even sincere in what he says. But this is the problem.
That's right.
There are many Caucasian people who sincerely believe
Go ahead, go ahead.
that they are our mothers and fathers.
Teach.
So you have your Europeans, you have your China, you have your Arabs, you have all your different kinds of people, which right now we call them what? Nations. That is within the black man and the black women. We make nations. So Abraham is not telling him as this one character is going to have many nations. No, it's in our bloodstream to have many nations, and science would tell you that every people is from the black man and black women. We are your fathers, we are your mothers. So therefore, we started your civilization.
That's right.
We started your nation. So it says Abraham would be the father of many nations. He is a black man. And also had a what? Black woman. So therefore it started many nations. The covenant of us losing who we really are as a people. So who is these sons? In the 5th verse it says,
Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee.
And I will make thee
exceeding
fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall become out of thee.
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed and thee in their generations for everlasting, to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. The seed is very, very important. That's the key. The seed.
And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God.
It says your seed shall be a stranger in the land of Canaan, right? Wow. A stranger in the land of Canaan. So where is Canaan? They would tell you that it's over there in the Middle East. So what group of people was a stranger in the land of Canaan? Do y'all know?
No.
Do you know? Let's go. Let's check out another scripture. Let's read it.
And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall thy come out with great substance, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. So it's saying also that nation. So we already know that Abram is a what? A father of what?
Many nations.
But this nation, the seed was a stranger. And it says that we was a stranger in what? Canaan? We was in Canaan, right? When that in Genesis the 17th chapter, it said that we was a stranger in Canaan. But actually, where is Canaan? It actually telling you, as of today, it got more specific. It's talking about 400 years. See, in the Bible, it tells you, well, your pastor would tell you, between the Old Testament and the New Testament, there's a gap of 400 years. That's what they will tell you. And then here comes the New Testament. That's what they'll tell you. But in reality, there's only one group of people that have been enslaved and have been afflicted by a group of people, which is your enemy, for 400 years. 400 plus years, as we can say that the black people in America has been afflicted by the Europeans, aka the white people, the Europeans, which you can throw the Jews in there also, based on in the Bible.
I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.